Got a major update on a story we've been following now for more than a year. The Fearless Fund, we first told you about it, a venture capital firm that invests in female entrepreneurs of color, has shut down one of its grant programs as part of a legal settlement. Now, the firm, you may recall, was sued last year by the American Alliance for Equal Rights. The conservative group had claimed the program was in violation of the Civil Rights Act because it was only open to black women. Well, on Wednesday, both sides reached a settlement agreeing to dismiss the case and end the program. This case comes after a federal appeals court ruling in June ordering the program to be suspended. So according to the Fearless Fund, less than 0.5% of venture capital funding goes to businesses led by women of color. Only on CBS Mornings, you know, we love when that happens. Its founding partner and CEO, that's Arian Simone, is here. This is her first interview since the settlement. Good to have you back, Arian.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Great to have you back.
Because I heard you say the other day that this settlement, you consider this a win for you. Most people hear that and go, how is that a win? You have to shut down your program.
This is definitely a win for us. It was actually my idea. Oh. In the big scheme of things, we deploy millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. The one grant program that was in this case had already been at its conclusion when we got sued. Mm-hmm. There was only one $20,000 grant left to award.
Okay.
All the money from that program had already been deployed. Mm-hmm. Just one grant left. Mm-hmm. So if we have to forego that one grant to stay in business to deploy millions, that is definitely a win.
So you're saying you always remained in business, didn't you?
Oh, we've been
while
in
this
business
litigation
the entire
was going.
time during the litigation. Now, don't get me wrong. Being in business during litigation definitely has its bumps and bruises, but we have invested during this whole process. We've been deploying grants this whole process. We were deploying grants just about 2 weeks ago at a big event called Fearless Moguls. We have been operating fully functioning, yes.
But on the principle, though, I mean, this is a fund for black women. The disparity is real. The underrepresentation
Numbers
is
don't
real. Why not take the defense of that principle all the way to the Supreme Court?
Now, this is a fund actually for women of color.
Women of color.
Since inception. We have Hispanic founders, we have Asian founders since inception. The one program they sued was a program actually designed for black women. Mm-hmm. Correct.
So why not go on?
Why not?
Yeah, I think that's.
Why not go to the Supreme Court? Well, I think the writing is already on the walls with their current rulings. That a Supreme Court ruling that were to take place not in our favor, this would have shut us down out of business, but every single minority-based funding program for women as a whole sex and people of color as a whole. The consequence of that is too big.
Now, we did reach out to the American Alliance for Equal Rights for comment. Its president, Edward Blum, said in part in a statement that race-exclusive programs like the one the Fearless Fund promoted are divisive and illegal, and how opening a grant program like this to all participants is enshrined in our nation's civil rights laws. Now, we have seen a growing list of lawsuits against diversity and inclusion. So what is your advice to programs that are seeing this type of approach?
Well, if they stand by their beliefs, I think they should stand by their beliefs. What I mean by that is, literally, we won in the U.S. Federal District Court. We did. We only lost the appeal, but we actually won the preliminary injunction in the federal court case.
But what is it that you understand about this issue that others don't? Why you think that this is so crucial? We know about the disparity, but what else is your message here today?
It's unfortunate that people even feel the way they do.
But they do.
I said, the disparities are evident.
Yeah.
Women of color, and black women in particular, receive less funding than any other entrepreneur demographic while starting more businesses than everybody else. I'm talking a fraction of a percent. You guys have stated the stats more than once. It's unfortunate that anybody would view this as something wrong or illegal. Clearly, the U.S. Federal District thought it was just fine, which is why they granted us the right to continue for that one grant left.
And like you said, the Fearless Fund did not stop moving.
No.
You guys kept going, and you have launched a new $200 million fund for under-resourced entrepreneurs. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, we are excited. So now we've added to the capital stack. We've always had venture dollars, which is cash for ownership, similar to what people see on different shows. In addition to that, we've always had grants at our foundation. Now we have a debt loan program. Any entrepreneur that is pretty much in business for a year, $50,000, under-resourced, of course, and has a credit score of 600 can apply for the program. This is for men and women, but this was always designed for men and women.
But what more needs to be done? We've been having this conversation, it seems, for years. Just
Yeah.
briefly, what can you say it in a couple of sentences? What more needs to be done to close the gap?
What needs to be done, the ball is now in the court of the lawmakers. Attorneys and judges are only doing one thing. They are ruling and judging according to how they interpret the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need the lawmakers and the legislators to put laws in place that protect the right to fund marginalized communities so everyone can achieve the American dream.
Arian, Simone, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep your seat warm because you join us all the time.
Yes, and I got one more thing to say. Our commitment to women of color is unwavering.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.